Okay, so the news is that Johnny Berba is dead. He took his own life. Um, if you don't know who Johnny is, he has been in the men's development sphere, is probably the best way to put it, for a very long time. He has over 33,000 subscribers on YouTube. And he was a machine at producing content on mental health and overcoming fear, and to an almost obsessive degree. Um, but I just want to share a quick story about Johnny. In 2020, I was having a very difficult time myself, and me and Johnny, I knew Johnny well. I actually met Johnny a few times because I'd bump into him in central. I used to live in central London, and I'd see him in central London often, and we'd often have a coffee together. I lived in London for a long time, so like I said, I'd see him often. But we were quite good friends, I'd say. Not, I knew him well, as an acquaintance of Johnny. I would message him a lot about boxing. We didn't really talk about anything other than boxing because he loved boxing. And in 2020, I was having a very difficult time due to COVID, due to my work situation, relationship situation, and I was low. I was in a very, very low place, and I reached out to help to Johnny, and we spoke a lot. And to anyone that didn't know Johnny or does know Johnny fairly well, the one thing you can say about Johnny is that, or the one thing you could say about him, is that he cared. He was a genuine dude. He was genuine. He had his troubles, no doubt. A bit of an eccentric guy, right? That's probably the most polite way to put it. But he'd help you, and that was what he committed to doing with his YouTube channel and his career. And I think that you can't deny that. No one can deny that. All the guys that speak about Johnny now, um, um, yeah. So, and I'm gutted. I didn't think I'd be this up. I found out, and I hadn't spoken to Johnny since then. Really, he didn't really reply to me. He's been having his issues. Clearly, if you watch his YouTube videos now, go back and look at especially his last month. He got himself into a serious financial situation, I think. But I want to just end on one thing. If you are having trouble, there is help. People do care. This is something that you shouldn't do. You shouldn't take your life, regardless of how difficult it seems. There's always you just have to have the faith that there's always another way, regardless of how difficult it gets. There's always a way. You'd be surprised how quickly you can turn things around. And there's always someone to speak to. You can speak to the Samaritans for free if you're in the UK. And if you're living in England, or you're living, it's difficult. I get it. It's just these places now, they've become very miserable for young men, especially if you don't have money. But I've got nothing else to say really. I'm just trying to say a few things. I'm so sorry, Johnny. R.I.P. mate. And let's just all take a lesson from this, so his death isn't in vain. But this is truly sad. Making this difficult was a lot harder. Making this video was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, because it's the first time I've really got it off my chest. So I don't think I'll edit this. I think I'll just put this straight up. But yeah, let this be a lesson to all of us. We should take ourselves seriously. We do have an impact on the world. People do care about us. You just should never ever think that no one cares. You do have an effect. That's it. So yeah. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I've got nothing else. I can't think of anything else to say. But yeah, this is... Yeah, all right. That's it.